Hi everyone, welcome to Math 230. I'm your instructor, Professor McLaughlin. So I'm on Canvas for the course. If you click on the Start Here button, it will take you to the video that you're watching right now. Let's talk about how the class is going to be structured. So it's a face-to-face class, so you're expected to show up at the scheduled class meeting times, but it's going to be taught as a flipped class. So you're going to need to have access to a device with a camera, so like a smartphone's fine, that you can use to post your work during class. So during class, you're going to be actively engaging with the material. So each day of class will either consist of a lecture period or a quiz/test period. During the lecture period, you'll have about 24 hours to work on a set of lecture questions that I post. So for example, our first lecture period will start on Monday, January 8th at 10:15. So that's 24 hours before our class officially starts. And we'll end at the end of our scheduled class meeting time, which is 12:20 on Tuesday. So during the lecture period, you can earn extra credit points by posting correct answers to the lecture questions, within the time frame I specify on the question. And during class, then I'll be providing mini lectures and then going over the solutions of the lecture questions and answering any questions you have. And I'll be sending the class numerous emails, so make sure you start checking your emails on a regular basis. Okay, so let's go over the syllabus. So at the bottom here, you have my contact information. So that if you want to come to my office hours, you can click on this. Also has my email address. Oops, and my office number, UH234. Okay, so let's go over the syllabus. So click on the syllabus here. Okay, so this is Math 230, which is differential equations. It meets on Tuesdays, Thursdays from 10:15 to 12:20, the lecture in Sage Hall 202. Again, here's my email. And the office hours will be Monday, Wednesday, 2 to 3:30 p.m. in my office, or 6 to 7 on Zoom. And here's a Zoom link right here. So prerequisite for this course is Math 160. And here's a textbook that you'll need. And I have a link to the textbook. So if you want to use the link to the textbook, that's fine. If you want to buy a hard copy, you can do that. But the link's provided right here. Course description. So it's an intro course to differential equations. You can read the description there. Course modality I kind of already went over, but it's going to be taught as a flip class, which just means you'll be engaging with the material during class. Okay, going here. So how to participate during the lecture period. Here's a video I made. You can watch that. So pretty much you're just going to post your work on Canvas. We'll talk more about it in a second here. Okay, here's the SLOs. You can look at those. Attendance. So if you miss more than 2 classes, I may drop you from the course, but don't assume that I will drop you. If you want to drop a class, make sure you drop it. Homework. So I'll assign homework in each module, but it will not be collected or graded. Quizzes. There's going to be a total of 8 quizzes throughout the semester. No makeup quizzes will be given. And you can drop your lowest quiz score. You'll have about 2 hours. You'll have the whole class period to work on the quizzes. And it'll be 1% penalty for every minute your quiz is late. And before you take a quiz, you're going to have to sign a contract stating that you will not cheat. And here's a video how you can submit that contract. And also you'll access the quizzes online on Canvas. And here's how you can, this link will explain how to access the quizzes and tests. So exams, there's going to be 2 exams during the semester. No makeup exams will be given. And you'll have about 3 hours or so. Well, we'll see. I put 3 hours here. Yeah, to complete each exam. And you're gonna have to show all your work. Yeah, okay. And again, before you take your exams, you're going to have to submit a contract saying you will not cheat. And then it'll be a final exam. And your final exam score can replace your lower test score if it's better. So if you got, say, a 75 on one of your exams, was your lowest test score, say, and then your final was 80, then your final would replace your lower test score, so it would replace the 75. It would only do so if it's better. Okay, so the breakdown will be 30% will be tests, 40% will be quizzes, 30% final. And grading policy, the letter grades is pretty much just standard here. And here's a link to the Learning Center. I suggest you come to my office hours first, and then if you need additional help, go to the Learning Center. If you need an accommodation to participate in this class, let me know and we can work something out. Important dates, you can look at those. Student resources, you can look at those. So here's our schedule. So you can see on day 1, we'll be going over module 1, day 2 over module 1, and then day 3, we'll have our first quiz. And you can see then pretty much every week, there'll be either a quiz or a test all the way through to day 30 when you'll have your final exam. Okay, so let's go back to the home page here now for a second. So suppose it's day 1 now. So again, your lecture questions will be available 24 hours before the class officially starts, so you can start working on them ahead of time. So suppose it's day 1. So how to access the class content? Click on class content here. This will take you to the same schedule that's at the bottom of the syllabus. So you'll click on module 1. Then at the top, you have the objectives of the module. And then below that, you have a practice quiz. So if you click on that, take you to a practice quiz. And the practice quiz will be very similar to the actual quiz, just changing things around. So if you know how to do the practice quiz, you should be in pretty good shape. Then below that, I have the homework for module 1. So I have the textbooks on top, then you have the homework. And then I have videos of me going over similar type questions to the homework questions. Okay, let's go back here. Then below that, you have practice submitting a quiz. So you want to practice submitting a quiz before you take the actual quiz. You can follow the steps here, and I'll walk you through how you can submit a quiz. Okay, so here's what to do day 1. The first thing I'll do is sign in. I'm going to pass a sign-in sheet around during class, but you can also sign in on Canvas. I guess it's not necessary to sign in on Canvas. You need to make sure you sign the sign-in sheet that circulates during class. But if you do click on it, it'll say it's locked. So when it's unlocked, you can just go in there and put your name in the text box and submit it. That's how you'll submit your attendance online. Then you'll go to the student discussion next. And there'll be a discussion there that you have to complete. And then you'll go to your lecture questions. So they're locked right now too. So let me just leave student view for a second. And then you go to lecture 1, question 1, say here. So at the top, I just talk about the upcoming, what's happening in module 1. Then I tell you to start watching these videos. So again, during class, I'll be giving mini lectures also and answering questions and going over the lecture solutions to lecture questions here. but I'll ask you to watch these videos. So then you work on this question. So if you click on it, it'll take you to a question. So you'd work on that question, has two parts it looks like. And then it looks like I give you a hint for the question, so you can look at that. Then I say if you post your solution anytime before the first 60 minutes of class, you get 2 points extra credit added to your quiz score. And you can attempt a question as many times as you want within the time frame. So if you post your answer and it's not correct, I can head you in the right direction. You can try again. So to post your work, you're not going to use the reply button down here. You're going to use the reply button up top here. So click on the reply button. And then the best way to post is to write your answer out on a piece of paper, or you can use like an iPad to write out your answer with an iPencil, or either way. I guess the low tech way just be with a piece of paper and a pencil, and then just take a picture of it, and then say upload image. Take it to Rocket. Click on the Rocket, then find your image. Say pictures here. Find your picture. Saves that one. Saves that. And then I'm going to, for the alt text, you're going to call it solution 1 and then put your name. Okay, and then below that, by default, it's going to say embed image. So I want you to choose actually display text link. That's going to make it a link, so I can click on the link. Otherwise, it will embed the image and it'll be very difficult for me to keep track of everybody's answers. It's better if I can just click on a link. So then say submit. And so then you can just say post reply. Now I'll be able to look at your work. And again, if you wanted to use a note-taking app like GoodNotes or an iPad with using so you don't need to write on a piece of paper. You can write on a screen too and save it as a PDF. And then you can just upload the PDF here also. Okay, so I'll be able to look at this then and say either it's good or head in the right direction. Okay, so that's how it's going to work. So let's go back to the home page. Okay, so I think that's the main things. During class, I'll go over this again and answer any questions you have. Okay, so let's leave it there. So I'll see you on Tuesday, January 9th at 10:15 a.m. Okay, see you.